Biden was out there today. Remember yesterday on the show, if you missed it, it was a horrific scene, but they didn't take a photo with Biden and Trudeau. They got left out of their group photo, and it was embarrassing as hell. And that was after Joe Biden went to the Amazon and disappeared back there with Gilligan. But now apparently he was out this morning. He had a little bit to say. Here's our president for what's left of him. Oh, that's perfect. Yeah, that's about what we got. I thought that was Joe, actually. I couldn't tell the difference.
To make sure they have enough firepower and focus on expanding access to capital for clean energy investments. We need to continue to give breathing space to countries that are weighed down by the debt to invest in their future. So when we see countries make real reform and invest in a clean energy transition.
What is he saying? All right, so they don't invite him to the photo and then they give him the muffle mic. Or is that just how he sounds? That's our president. Oh my gosh. Good Lord. All right, so we'll cut it off early because it's like the mercy rule. When I was wrestling in high school, if somebody was beating you by 15 points, they just call it. They're like, all right, it's called a technical victory. You're just too bad. He's way better than you, so we'll just call it a day. And that happened to me one time. Actually did happen to me one time. This guy had like this roll, and he had this roll. And in wrestling, you can get 2 points, 3 points, and however long you keep them. And he teched me pretty quickly. It was a pretty wild match. Anyways, I learned a lot that match. I think it was a sophomore. What the hell happened right there? This is crazy. Anyways, so our demented president, mercy rule on the president. You just cut it. You just cut it out. That was happening. We also have the Republicans were out. We've got some food stuff. All right, let's do some of the fun stuff. I've got a Diddy update for us. I've got a Georgia homeschool mom update for us. I did see a comment come in talking about the judicial confirmations. What's up, Matthew Larkins? Yeah, they just got somebody through in the Senate who's going to be picking up in the 11th Circuit, which is not any good. Republicans dropped the ball on that one, it seems. We'll talk about that. But let's start with this food stuff because this is pretty hilarious and this has been percolating over these past few days. Democrats melting down over this photo of RFK Jr. enjoying a quarter pounder and some fries from McDonald's with a Coke right there. Mike Johnson, Don Jr., the president-elect, 45, soon to be 47, and Elon. And it's a great photo. They're all having McDonald's, America's fast food, which you have to admit can be delicious from time to time. And those French fries are to die for. And you can see that RFK Jr. is getting down on it. The issue with this is the left, the media, is very unhappy about it. My gosh, here was a panel on CNN saying that it looked like RFK Jr. was in a hostage video, was in a hostage situation. And they just can't have any fun at all. Everything has got to be so dang serious and so miserable all the time because they're miserable people. So they brought a full panel out, and here's what they sounded like on CNN.
One thing that, of course, came out over the weekend that certainly rippled through my social media feeds was the photo of RFK on the Trump plane doing something that he previously seemed to suggest he would never do, which is eating a Big Mac, or if maybe that's a Big Mac, I don't know, it's a McDonald's burger.
I think it might be a quarter pounder.
The look on his face, it's worth noting, let's play what RFK had previously had to say about the food that goes on to Donald Trump's plane. Let's watch.
The stuff that he eats
Genius Network
is really like bad. It's not, campaign food is always bad, but the food that it goes onto that airplane is like just poison.
Can confirm that campaign food is always bad, but let's put his face back up there with that, posing with that Big Mac, Alex Thompson, because this does not look like a man who's thrilled to be there.
It's hilarious.
It's a hostage video.
Is that what this is?
And I also think beyond it being hilarious and just
it is
the
hilarious.
Grimace on his face as he's being forced to eat poison to please Donald Trump.
Okay, now you're being a little bit dramatic there. Now, if you eat McDonald's every day, okay, if you're eating it constantly, I think some people will say it's probably not ideal for you. So Trump, that's Trump's diet. But Trump, it works for Trump, okay? Trump is constantly on the go. He's got more energy than that entire CNN panel combined. So diet is very unique to the person who is consuming the diet. But RFK Jr., you can indulge in a hamburger every now and then, okay? It's a hamburger from McDonald's. Yes, if you have some seed oils from time to time, it's not going to kill you, right? You want to be healthy and try to avoid it, but it's not the end of the world, okay? It's not he's eating poison to please Donald Trump, weirdo.
I also think it gets to what our conversation was before. There's some things that he could do at HHS that actually have a little bit of bipartisanships, shaking up pharma, shaking up the FDA, and like what stuff we eat. The thing that's going, but there is not a bipartisan consensus on his views on vaccines, on a lot of his more conspiratorial thoughts, and that's going to be the really interesting thing. If he does get confirmed, as Isaac was saying, what he actually does when he has this sort of power could have like profound consequences.
Yeah, I think it's a good point because there are some things that he's proposing. Fluoride in water, for example, is one of the conversations that's been had in Western European countries, some of whom have removed it, right? And there is oftentimes, and we've talked about this on the show, a health-related consensus where the right and the left come together, sometimes in conspiracy theory, but sometimes not. All right,
so CNN's having fun with it, maybe. I don't know if they're being serious or they're having fun with it. Okay, we're having fun with it. If you're having fun with it, I think that's okay. But I don't think that Acosta is having fun with it. I think he's offended and shocked, and this is hypocritical, and he can't believe it. But this gentleman, whose name is Shermichael Singleton at Mr. Shermichael on X, agrees with us. Those fries are pretty dang good.
Shermichael, let me start with you first. Kennedy has talked about making America healthier, targeting unhealthy food in this country, and yet he is eating McDonald's. We're looking at a close-up picture. Is he really loving it? I'm not sure there.
Is he really loving it?
Look, everybody likes McDonald's, Jim. They're one of the largest fast food chains in the country. I don't eat a lot of McDonald's, but I love their freaking French fries. And as half of the Americans out there, I work out. I'm a physically fit guy. I do a heck of a lot of outdoors activities. And every once in a while, I want to go grab a double cheeseburger, an Oreo McFlurry, and a large fry.
We had it on election night.
Yeah. But isn't it a little hypocritical of RFK Jr. to be sitting there eating McDonald's food after what he has said about food in this country?
He's mad about it.
I don't think so, because I give my friends a lot of hell about the food they eat, Jim. Yeah. And I tell them, guys, you need to eat healthier. You need to get your butts in the gym. And then some of my friends will say, but Sherm, I just saw you on Instagram eating a 3-scoop ice cream. So look, you can be critical about being in shape, taking good care of yourself, eating healthy food, and every once in a while indulging yourself in a little non-good stuff. I don't have an issue with this, Jim.
Okay, Costa's very upset about it. And I see some great comments like, did he even eat it though? Did he put that in his mouth? Is this just a photo op? And he did. Apparently he ate it. He actually ate a hamburger from McDonald's. We had this clip. Oh, come on. What did I do with it? I had this great clip of Mike Johnson. Please hold. Mike Johnson was saying, yeah, he actually ate it. He actually ate some of it. Please hold. Sorry, we've had a technical difficulty. This clip is great because Johnson says, no, he actually did. He actually ate that thing. It's crazy. Pretty sure I bookmarked it, but for some reason I did not open it today because I have about 1 trillion bookmarks. Let's see. Can I just search for this thing? It was great. Mike Johnson says, no, he ate the food, man. All right, let me search. See if we can find it. Here's a search for it. Anyone see that clip? You know what I'm talking about? Johnson, RFK. Let's search. I'm going to be upset if I can't find it because it was a great clip. It's not coming up. All right, I'll try to find it later. But RFK Jr. apparently actually ate it, man. Let's see if Mike Johnson says this. Oh, I'm bummed. I had that clip. I'll dig it up later. All right. Bummer. I'll try to find it. Okay, it was funny. But Mike Johnson said he actually ate it. I think he actually ate the food. I don't think I'm supposed to say that, but he did actually eat it. So the Democrats continue to cope. And here is what one Democrat was saying on Fox News. They're now pointing to the polls and saying, or the election results and saying, Trump didn't actually win the majority of America, so it wasn't that big of a victory, Republicans.
One thing, though, that and I'm not saying that there isn't a lot of work to do, because there absolutely is. For people who are talking about this as if we got completely decimated, the numbers don't bear that out. So Trump didn't cross 50% of the popular vote. So the majority of Americans didn't vote for him. And Senate Democrats performed really well. So people like Ruben Gallego, Tammy Baldwin, Jackie Rosen in Nevada, they ran 7-8 points ahead of Kamala Harris, which is what was predicted. And that does show that this normie coalition can exist. It was that Trump had a special sauce at the top of the ticket for a lot of people.
Isn't it true?
One thing.
So they'll have fun with that. If the popular vote continues to shrink up, they'll be excited about that to say it's not that big of a mandate. We can continue to do whatever the hell we want. because we're Democrats. And I'm hopeful that they do. I'm hopeful that they don't change a damn thing because they think that they're so smart. They've been so condescending to everybody. Their policies are an absolute disaster. And it's time for a change. Now they're not even recognizing the extent of their failures. That was over on Fox. Now we had some more fallout from the Joe and Mika Brzezinski show. They, of course, went down to Mar-a-Lago. They kissed the ring. They groveled like pathetic individuals. And it's good for Team Trump. It's good for Team MAGA, even if they are CIA cutouts. They are two individuals who are bending the knee. And so for all the Democrats who are on the Democratic side, these two were a pillar for 7 years of anti-Trump insanity. And for them to buckle, that has to be so deflating. Could you imagine? It'd be like me coming out and being like, not that I'm a CIA cutout or anything analogous to these people, but it'd be like myself. Like I would feel disgusted with myself if we were screaming about something about Kamala, or Biden, like the analogous thing would be like if I came out and I was like, you guys, you know what? Wrong about the DOJ. We should really reconsider what they've done. And Merrick Garland and Christopher Wray are good people. And Jack Smith's a good person. We should go talk to Jack Smith and have a conversation with him. And I was wrong. And now it's all about communication. Okay. But I'm still going to hold him accountable. Everybody here would be like, are you out of your friggin' mind? And I wouldn't blame you because I would be out of my mind. What are you talking about? You spent we've only been doing this for 4 years now and coming up on 4 years. And the show, they've been doing it for almost a decade, ranting and raving, and then they just reverse course. It's very strange behavior. So it's either a financial incentive. Okay, they're like bleeding viewers and they think this is going to salvage them. They got an instruction from high above. Upper command said, this is now what you say. And they're just good little peons. But as far as I can tell, they have no integrity. They're just people who have propaganda talking points that they come out and deliver. They are actors. That's it. They read and say whatever they're told to read and say. And it's pretty disgusting. Now, after they came out and admitted this and walked back everything they've been dedicated to for the last decade, now they're having to face the audience. And here's what that sounded like.
I just want to say thank you, first of all, to everybody who was so kind last night, but also thank you. Willie, yesterday I saw for the first time what a massive disconnect there was between social media and the real world.
Wow.
Because we were flooded with phone calls from people all day, literally around the world. Very positive, very supportive, going, I understand what you do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But once in a while I would get a text or a call from someone and go, oh man, I hope you're doing okay. And I call him back and I go, Eddie Glaude was one of them. I go, Eddie, are you on Twitter? And he goes, I am. I go, okay, I'm not. We've had a good day. Mika just had a wonderful event and it's fantastic. And we're going to do, all of us are going to do the best we can do. And we're all working towards a better America.
Take it
day by day. And again, you can predict the future by shaping the future. But the reason I wanted to talk about that 1/4 of Americans voted for Donald Trump, about 1/4 voted for Kamala Harris is there's another election in 2 years. I don't care who wins and how big they win. We've seen time and again, and we talk about it. Americans go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with their picks. If Republicans, if Donald Trump, if Republican senators put in as an attorney general
Matt Gaetz is coming.
Somebody that
get ready.
3 women have testified, I believe, if I'm correct.
Okay, there's no
he had
charges.
sex with an underage woman at a drug-fueled
Will
party.
you stop smearing him?
What I read
The
in the Wall
DOJ
Street Journal was he
investigated it. They didn't
paid
prosecute
2
that at
other
all.
women for sex.
And there was an investigation into a
That
blackmail
is something
operation.
that Republican senators and Donald Trump are okay with. There will be consequences at the voting booth 2 years from now. And of course, people always say, oh, we won. Oh.
Yeah, okay. I guess he's saying we're just going to allow them to put Matt Gaetz in because then the American people will be so disgusted by that then they will lose their Senate seats in the next election. Not so sure about that there, Joe. Sounds like a little bit of cope to me. But you can see, I hope they don't change a dang thing. Now, these two are squirming around right now. We can't really figure out what they're doing, but it feels like they're desperate and it is transparently pathetic. And hopefully their viewers, seems like they're recognizing that. They're waking up to it. You can smell the inauthenticity. And this is what MSNBC is continuing with. We'll see if it carries on, because I don't know how this model can stay. Are there people who are going to stay by them and say this is a legitimate commentary news program when all they do is lie to their viewers based on whatever's convenient? We'll see. All right.